So, another short video. This one's going to be how to set up line of sight for an enemy. Like if you're doing a stealth game or a game where the enemies don't just automatically know where you are, that they actually have to spot you. So that's line of sight. And what I want to point out is that hopefully what you're seeing is that two or three or four seemingly entirely different features or functions are actually accomplished the same way. Like there's a video where there's a person walking through a cloud of gas and that there's this continuous detection. Well, the line of sight is very similar. It's just that the area, rather than matching the graphic, is in that case it was a particle system. In this case, the collider box, the collider area, is going to be in front of the enemy. And that's perfectly legit. The collider box does not have to be matching the sprite itself. So all I've done so far is I've just imported the two images. I've done nothing with them. So let's put them into the scene. I'm going to rotate this one just so she's facing in the right way. She's going to be the guard. And we want her to be able to detect this one when she's in her line of sight. So, a couple things we need to do. First, we want to create a physics 2D. I'm going to do a rigid body. And the reason for the rigid body is that way I don't have to get into any kind of complex control with her. So we're just going to give her a -1 gravity, and we're going to give her a linear drag of 4 so she doesn't move too fast. So let's just quickly run that. That's fine. Okay, so we need to move her in though. Let's move her up a bit. Okay, so we need to also give the player a collider box. And we'll make this... She doesn't have to be a trigger, let's keep her solid. Now we'll go to the guard. They don't need, for this demonstration, a rigid body because they're not going to be moving. We're just going to give the box collider. So as you can see, by default it surrounds the character. You can actually move that out. So all I did was click on the little icon for Edit Collider, and I just grabbed the pivot points. And very quickly you can see what I've done is I've created this column in front of her. And we're going to make that a trigger. So as a trigger, the character won't bounce off of it like it's solid, like it's a column. They're going to go through it, and that's what we want. So now let's write a quick little script on the guard. So new script, just call it LOS for line of sight. And we'll go into that. Now, outside of start, outside of update, we're going to create another routine. It's on, trigger, stay. And this is Collider 2D, and it's colliding with some other object. Now, in your game, if you're doing something like this, there's probably going to be other guards and not just one guard, so you don't want them to trigger an alarm when they just see another guard, only when they see the player. So in this case, we're going to directly check the name of the object. So if other dot name equals name is Shin, and debug log and when they get out of your line of sight, which requires a separate routine, I believe that's on trigger exit. And again, always make sure you're doing the 2D version. And we'll just copy and paste this because we're doing the same thing. We're checking the name that in this case is exiting that collider box. Alright, I believe that should do it. Trigger. Alright, let's take a look. There it is. And there it is. Okay, so now maybe what you want is to have the soldier say something different if they see another soldier. So let's take our guard image and we'll just rename it. We'll say Captain. And do some very similar things. Physics 2D. They will get a rigid body because we're going to give them the same motion as the player. So -1 gravity scale, so they drift upwards. Linear drag of 4, so they don't move too quickly. And they will also get a box collider, which I did not give to this one. And we don't need to make it a trigger since the collider box for the other guard is a trigger. So now let's slow her down a little bit. So she doesn't move quite as fast. That way we have a chance to see this one in action. And alright, so we're going to go back to the script. And so first we checked for this object. Now we'll check for the name Captain. And that should be all that it takes. So actually, yeah, that should do it. So as you can see, it does indeed respond differently. Do it one more time. Let's just make one change here. And that's it.